So this is my review of Token Trilogy from Stonemaier Games. Stonemaier Games is the maker of several different trilogies and tokens. They've done other treasure boxes. They did this one as sort of a series of tomes, which is awesome. And you can see here they've got 3 different types. I did this as part of a pre-order. I don't think this was a Kickstarter. The Terror Tome, the Adventure Atlas, and the Gadget Guide. Really cool stuff I've been looking forward to for months that you can use in any game, role-playing games included. So let's take a look. Put that there. The top one is the Terror Tome. You can see this is Lovecraftian in tone. And this gives you an idea of what to expect, which is 20 red vials, 35 brains, 12 books, 20 bloody hatchets, 36 magnifying glasses, 32 hearts, and 25 skulls. Of course, all this can be used in any circumstance. You don't have to use it for just Lovecraftian games. You might want to use them in other ways too. So I'll put this down here so you get a sense of what these look like. So this is the hatchets, and they're actually, as you can see, pretty cool small hatchets. And these hatchets are metal. You can actually hear them clinking, and you can see here that's a metal hatchet. Put that there. There are tomes. You can see the tomes. These tomes are closed. You can see a tome here. You get a sense of those. You can't do horror without brains. These are, simply put, pink brains. These hearts, very romantic. Skulls. These skulls are a little elongated, but they're fine. They're big. So if you're going to use them in a role-playing game, they would be giant-sized skulls compared to miniatures, just as the hearts and brains would, which would be more used as tokens. The magnifying glass does not have glass in it, just as a reference. Could certainly be used as other things. And then the really cool blood vials here. These are transparent. The cork, fortunately, I think, hopefully, is connected to it. So that's the Terror Tome. Right there. Next up is the Adventure Atlas. This is really your content that's your standard adventurer. It's got quite a bit of different material. Here's a rolled up scroll with a seal. That's one of my favorites. Again, if you're using inventory tools to keep track of things, you can totally do that with this kind of material. Very useful potions. I use this with my kids when we try to keep track of the number of potions they have, especially healing potions. This is chests. These chests are scale accurate, meaning you can. This is just a great way to get a bunch of chests for your D&D miniatures game. There is another set of scrolls. This is more a leather scroll case. Not quite as nifty or as visible as the scrolls, these scrolls, but still scrolls. This is, it looks like clothing or wool bolts. This is probably the least exciting of the bunch here. This is interesting because it's 2 different categories of weapons. And you can see there are hatchets, which are pretty small. Again, these are metal. You can feel the heft. Blood on one side, none on the other. And bigger axes, which my son appreciates. His character uses some big axes, and this is a metal axe. Blood on one side, none on the other. Also shields. So these shields, again, too big for D&D scale, but representative. Flat on one side, a little bit of blood on the other. And then another really good staple, sleeping bags. So I want to make sure people have sleeping bags. in their inventory. You can easily use that. That over there. And then the gadget guide. So the gadget guide, you can see here, it's got a sci-fi theme. And here's some of the things we've got. Looks like shield generators, health packs, info pads, some kind of energy generators, tools, and this is actually meant to be ammo. So you have a look at that. Put this here. And you can see here's the shield generators. Kind of green. I think they were originally meant to be transparent but didn't show up that way. They work. Good for shields and ablative damage if they're keeping track of such things as tokens. These are health packs. You can see the little plus sign on the health pack. Helpful for, again, taking damage or giving damage. This is actually sealed for some reason, but these are metal, like sort of sci-fi wrenches. We have these data pads, as you can see here. Ammo. These are hard to see, but if you look at that, that's the top of the ammo. These are ammo clips. And, of course, power cells, which is really an important token to keep track of in sci-fi games. So you add up this set, and I consider it invaluable. I won't necessarily use all these. The horror section has stuff I probably won't use as much, but the tomes and these vials, especially for healing potions, I think will work nicely. Skulls, not so much. The organs, maybe not. Sci-fi, lots of opportunities for use here. And the Adventurer's Kit, almost all of this in a D&D game or any kind of role-playing game could actually see a lot of value. So if you're looking for tokens and want to see how you could potentially use those in your game, there's definitely some opportunity here to try them all out. I encourage you to look into it. Take a look at the section, description, and tell you where to buy them. And thanks for watching.